Farcry Blood Dragon is a game that's not even a game. It's a DLC. And it's probably one of the best games that Ubisoft pooped out before it went legs up. Yeah, it went from this to this. And here it is. Slick and mean. Like the VHS future of 2007. Not be confused with the vaporwave paradise of 2045 that looks like 90s internet. This is getting really confusing. Which I made a video of it. Here. Or here. It's there. Go check it out. Pretty good. But we're not talking about any artsy looking retro paradise today. So no Crystal Beppis, no Dogeman, no statues. The game puts you in the Soldier Boy shoes of Sergeant Rex Power Cult, an American cyber commando, specifically Mark IV cyborg.
Let's show them how cyber commandos get it done.
Mark IV style, motherfucker!
And in case you forget he's American, it's gonna remind you.
We even share the same blue color blood now, son.
Wrong, Sloan. My blood is red, white, and blue.
Him and his partner Spider are sent out to investigate the rogue agent Colonel Sloan. And like any military action story of this kind, we have a history of the villain, having respecting him and working on him in the past, etc, etc, etc. Once we find out that Sloan is nuts and wants to use blood from blood dragons to create super weapons to bring the end of civilization, then we're pretty much sure he's bad news for everyone. He even gets betrayed by his assistant, Dr. Darling. And yeah, that's actually her real name.
That's Dr. Darling. Dr. Elizabeth Veronica Darling.
After having the helicopter land on his ballsack, Spider pulls a prank on you, having you to retake the military navigation for idiots. And it's the best tutorial ever.
Security override. Activate tutorial programs for Sergeant Rex Power Cult.
Acknowledged. Loading basic tutorial batch 101 from Military Navigation for Idiots. Auto-holstering weapons for silent approach.
Oh, you fucking asshole.
Now have fun.
Ah, for fuck's sake.
Jump if you wish to jump. Crouch to go lower.
The game gets you straight in the action. Well, after you finish that pretty long and tedious tutorial. Pretty annoying for Colt as well.
I fucking hate tutorials. And this one is terrible.
Having you clear a facility and stealth kill enemy soldiers, getting you familiar with the game as a new player, but also giving Far Cry free players a chance to see the small changes in the game. Like how instead of throwing rocks to distract enemies, you throw D20s.
Distract unsuspecting enemies with your D20. Nerd.
Stabbing enemies with what looks like a Japanese cyber tanto. You get the chain kill ability early in the game. You don't need to unlock it like in the main game, but this one's way cooler, because after you kill someone, you can throw a cyber shuriken at the enemy.
The hostage is under attack. Protect the cyber nerd.
Everything is cyber. Cool. Even the bow. What I'm trying to say here is, if you've played Far Cry 3 before, you're pretty much good to go. But this one's better because you can flip off enemies. Without going into too much detail on the story, because realistically it's a 4-hour game, excluding the side quests and all of that, which is like 6 hours maybe. But I want to give you some of the references because there are a lot of them. The cyborg vision that you have in the game looks straight up like in the Terminator. It pretty much works the same as the normal binoculars in the game. You mark enemies with it, and that's pretty much it. It looks cooler. Keeping with the Terminator references, do I need to say anything else? The first pistol you get is a reference to RoboCop. Not only it looks like the pistol from the movie, in the description it states that the gun was built in honor of a fallen cop that fell on duty in Detroit. And if that's not proof enough, the pistol is called the AJM-9. Alex James Murphy. That's actually pretty smart, I'm not gonna lie. I initially thought the Phasertron was a reference to some Nintendo light gun model or something, because it looks a bit similar, but I did some research on it, and apparently it's also a reference to Terminator 2 Judgment Day. It's basically based on the gun design of the laser guns of the Terminators from the future. The Galeria 1991 is another Terminator 2 reference, but what's more funny about it is that in the description it references the main protagonist from Far Cry 3, Jason Brody.
Peekaboo, motherfucker.
The minigun. It's straight up a reference to anything Stallone or Schwarzenegger. I mean, it's a minigun. Based on a mysterious design whose origins are lost in the fogs of history. I had no idea what that could be until I looked it up, and apparently it's based on the Cruel Glaive from the 80s sci-fi fantasy movie called Cruel. Though in that regard, that glaive works more similar to the Dark Sector shuriken thing than the Killstar in the game. Moving away from guns for a bit and going more towards collectibles. You can collect CRT TVs and VHS tapes. The tapes have bits and pieces of the history of the Blood Dragon universe, but when you collect something for the first time, Rex says,
I hope I don't have to collect any fucking feathers.
in reference to the first Assassin's Creed game. Small correction here. It actually mentions either flags or feathers, and I was stupid for a solid minute there and I said feathers in Assassin's Creed 1. There are no feathers in Assassin's Creed 1, it's Assassin's Creed 2. But yeah. Finally, from what I have written down and what I noticed from my playthrough for this video, when you get the kill star, there's this voice. There's a voice that sounds oddly similar to a commentator of a certain violent fighting game. There are a lot more references most likely that I missed altogether. I didn't really have the time to check it out that much and to go into that much detail, but safe to say, if you want to play it, go check it out. It's 4 hours, you can finish it pretty quickly, and it has a lot of cool stuff in it. It's really fun, it's dumb fun. You can just go in there, feel like a cool cyber commando and just kill everyone, or stealth, or whatever you want to do it, and it's fun. Cool. I'm really happy that I got to do this because this is one of my favorite games and I totally forgot how really cool this is. What the fuck is happening with my camera? Look. I'm gonna keep it here because apparently it lights me up better. But again, it's a cool game. I'm glad I got to replay it and to show it to you guys. Anyway, that's all I have. Bye.
Rex, Sloan's project. The amphibian sharks squid hybrid attack type. Destroy the bridge exit. You're going to have to jump over the chasm in a vehicle.
Jump the shark.
Sayonara, sushi. Yeehaw!
Rex, I saw the whole thing through my scope. That was incredible.
No, Doc. Paintings of crying clowns and dogs playing poker. Those are incredible. What I did, that's just a job.